So, I want to talk about the Green Mile. Specifically, this scene. Now, if you don't know, this is the last scene, well, one of the last scenes in the movie. This is towards the movie's climax. So, if you haven't seen the Green Mile, I'm about to spoil it for you. If you don't want it spoiled, I suggest you go check it out. But this scene needs to be talked about. Now, if you're unaware, Green Mile is a story of a man who basically has been accused of murdering two innocent little girls. A black man named John Cofi, big guy, right? And it's because he was found holding the two little girls' dead bodies in his hands when the police discovered him. So naturally, he's thrown in jail and he's put on death row. And the security guards, featuring Tom Hanks as one of the guards who have to monitor the Green Mile until it's time for these prisoners to be executed. Now, in this scene, this is the last moments of John Cofi's life. And it works so well, and it's so emotionally strident because all throughout this movie, John Cofi has done nothing but good. He's been meek, he's been mild, he hasn't really attacked anybody, even though he's the biggest man anybody's ever seen. He's actually only been helping and healing people with these supernatural abilities that he has. He's even helped out Tom Hanks' character and healed his body. He's healed other people. So when it comes right down to it, there's a scene right before this scene where Tom Hanks talks to John Cofi, and he realizes that this man is a miracle. He's a living, walking testament to God, right? And he asks John what he wants him to do. Because John's still on death row. He still has to kill John. And so he asks him, what do you want me to do, John? Do you want me to let you go and, see how far you could get? And John asks him, why would you do something so foolish? And Tom tells him that, when I stand before God, he asks me, why did I kill one of his miracles? What am I supposed to tell him? And John tells him, you tell him that you was doing a service. You was doing a favor. And John goes on to tell him that all of the evil and the horrible things that people do to each other, he feels it. Always. And it's always there in his mind like bits of glass. Constantly. And he has to live with that. And he's been living with that his entire life. Being able to feel the amount of evil and hatred that people have done to each other all the time. And now he's tired of it. He wants to go home. And so it all culminates in this beautiful scene where John sits on the chair, the electric chair, and they're strapping him in. They got him wired up. All of the people in the background are yelling, throwing stuff, telling him to go kill him twice. And all of the security guards there know that John didn't do this. John didn't kill these kids. But they still have to do their job. So Tom Hanks' character is standing in front of him. And the way that they do it, the way that they murder people, or execute them, I should say, is this: as Tom Hanks' character gives a signal and he says, roll on one, which means they power everything up. And then he says, roll on 2, which means execute. And he's standing there and he's looking at John and he says, roll on 1. And they hear all of the power surge and come up. And then he freezes. He's just staring into space, staring at John Cofi. And he can't bring himself to say it. He can't say it because he knows that he's wrong. He knows that all of this is wrong and that he's about to murder an innocent man. And then his right-hand man comes up to him and he says, you have to say it. You have to say those words. And Tom Hanks' character walks up to John Cofi, takes his hand in his and shakes it as a final act of love and appreciation that he would ever feel on the earth. And then he walks back to his station and with tears in his eyes and his voice cracking, he says, roll on 2. And then they execute John Cofi. An amazing moment. Amazing moment. Amazing moment. Amazingly acted by Tom Hanks and Michael Clarke Duncan. Rest in peace, Michael Clarke. Probably his best role and most well-known role as an actor while he was alive. So, yeah. Sorry if I spoiled the movie for you, but it's still worth a watch. Trust me, I left out a whole lot. This movie is still worth a watch.